The murder of Shanann Watts. The murder of Shanann Watts, along with her two young daughters, Bella and Celeste, and her unborn son, Nico, by her husband, Chris Watts, in August 2018, is a harrowing case that shocked the nation. This tragic crime, marked by its brutal nature and the apparent normalcy of the family involved, highlighted the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors and the devastating consequences of domestic violence. Shanann Catherine Watts was born on January 10, 1984, in Passaic, New Jersey. She later moved to North Carolina, where she met Chris Watts. The couple married in 2012 and eventually settled in Frederick, Colorado. They had two daughters, Bella, born in December 2013, and Celeste, born in July 2015, and Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant with their third child, a son they planned to name Nico, at the time of her death. Shanann was an active social media user, often posting updates about her family life and her work with a multi-level marketing company. The sequence of events leading to the murders began on August 13, 2018. Shanann had returned home from a business trip early that morning, and by later that day, she and her daughters were reported missing by her friend Nicole Atkinson, who became concerned after Shanann missed a doctor's appointment and failed to respond to messages. Atkinson contacted Chris and the police, leading to a welfare check at the Watts home. During the initial investigation, Chris appeared cooperative but displayed several behaviors that raised suspicion, including his lack of emotional response and inconsistencies in his statements. As the search for Shanann and the girls intensified, Chris's actions came under closer scrutiny. He initially claimed that he had no idea where his family was and speculated that Shanann might have taken the children somewhere. The breakthrough in the case came on August 15, 2018, when Chris failed a polygraph test and subsequently confessed to killing Shanann. However, his initial confession was an attempt to shift blame. He claimed that Shanann had strangled their daughters after he told her he wanted a separation, and in a fit of rage, he strangled her in retaliation. This version of events quickly unraveled as more evidence came to light. Faced with mounting evidence, including surveillance footage, forensic analysis, and the discovery of the bodies, Chris confessed to the full extent of his crimes. He admitted to strangling Shanann in their bedroom, loading her body and his two daughters into his truck, and driving to a remote oil storage site where he worked. There, he smothered Bella and Celeste before disposing of their bodies in oil tanks and burying Shanann in a shallow grave nearby. On August 21, 2018, Chris Watts was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, including 2 additional charges for causing the death of a person under the age of 12, unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. He pleaded guilty to all charges on November 6, 2018, as part of a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, following the wishes of Shannon's family. On November 19, 2018, Chris Watts was sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole, along with 84 additional years for the other charges. During the sentencing hearing, the court heard emotional statements from Shannon's family, who expressed their profound grief and the devastating impact of the murders. The murder of Shanann Watts and her children had a profound impact on the public, sparking widespread media coverage and intense public interest. The case highlighted the signs of domestic abuse that often go unnoticed and the importance of taking such signs seriously. Despite the outward appearance of a happy family, the Watts case revealed deep-seated issues, including Chris's extramarital affair and financial problems, that contributed to the tragedy. Shannon's family has worked to honor her memory and advocate for victims of domestic violence. They have shared their story to raise awareness and prevent similar tragedies, emphasizing the need for vigilance and support for those experiencing domestic abuse. As we explore the murder of Shanann Watts on True Crime, we will delve into the detailed timeline of events, the investigation, and the psychological aspects that may have contributed to this horrific crime. Join us as we examine the evidence, the court proceedings, and the broader societal implications of this devastating case. The story of Shanann Watts and her children serves as a grim reminder of the potential for violence within intimate relationships and the importance of addressing and preventing domestic abuse.